Spider-Man Brand New Day is already a masterful mess, and I say a masterful mess because it's all exciting, but also messy because y'all are just. I need to emphasize on the speculation. First of all, let's start with the big green giant. The rumors are supposedly that the Hulk is going to be in the movie, villain or Professor Hulk, or we switch back to Savage Hulk. Immediately, when I first heard that, I'm like, no, he's not going to be in the movie. He is in the movie, but he's not going to be a main character. Remember in Spider-Man Homecoming when people thought half of the Avengers roster was going to be in the movie? Turns out one was an actual character, another was a cameo, and the other one was name dropped. Professor Hulk or Bruce Banner could be a cameo. That could definitely be a thing. I don't think he's gonna be the main villain, but if he's like a plot device in the movie, I guess that's possible, but that's not likely. The plot device is simply like, oh, he's gonna turn back to Savage Hulk. Well, let me tell you why. There's one reason why that will definitely not happen in this movie. You're gonna have an Avengers movie or two Avengers movies where you finally get to have the Avengers and the X-Men in the same room. You're really gonna think they're gonna not do a scene from Onslaught where Jean Grey tweaks the mind of Bruce Banner to turn back to Savage Hulk. And because Jean Grey of all people is doing it, it would be funny, it would be kind of meta if they switch him not back to Savage Hulk from 2012, but Savage Hulk from 2008. Not the look of it necessarily, but in terms of the aura he has, his savageness. So there's no way that's not going to happen. Like, otherwise, they completely wasted this crossover. That's my take on it. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm just saying. Secondly, apparently Nicole Kidman's in this movie. She's rumored to play a villain. But I never really heard a rumor nor confirmation that she's in the movie at all. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But because it's Nicole Kidman, there's no way she's not going to have a role if she's actually in the movie. Now, shortly after finding out, oh, maybe she could be a female chameleon, that's fine.
Flash Mob, it's your boy, the Big F, cruising through the Alps with my private driver, Dimitri.
Telecommunication networks.
I was thinking, like, who could she be? A female villain or something? Until I thought of Silver Sable. Listen, guys, listen, Marvel. She's right there. The opportunity is there. If you don't choose her as Silver Sable, that is a fumble and a half. I don't even care if she's the main villain or something. I'm just saying. I won't be surprised if you don't choose her, but it's the perfect casting choice. Now, let's pick at the other casting choice that's actually confirmed. Well, there are two of them, actually. Well, one is Lisa Cologne, which from what I heard, she's from the Bear TV show, which I heard was great. Now, who could she play? Because there are a lot of villains that are rumored or supposedly in this movie. I think she could just play Professor or something, because I feel like, I forgot his name, but the dude from Homecoming, like his role, that's my assumption. I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Or, I'm just saying, because I know people are going to be this way, she could be Miles' mom or something, or someone related to Miles, because, you know, they just can't help themselves with the Miles family tree line. I'm just saying, because people are going to say it regardless, because, oh, black character, he could be related to Miles. I'm like, bro, why? I mean, look, I get it, but why? Now, the villains I hear is going to be Scorpion, makes sense. Boomerang, of all people, which is crazy, which is great. And Tombstone, which is great. It's great because they're going to be different. Like, the MCU is supposed to be different from the other movies. That's why I kind of get annoyed when people are like, what about Doc Ock? Or what about another Green Goblin? Or another Mary Jane? Or another Gwen Stacy? I'm like, we already got them. Don't get me wrong. If No Way Home didn't happen, I'd agree with y'all. But because No Way Home happened, there's no reason to add these characters anymore. If anything, it's a waste of space, if you think about it, especially Gwen Stacy. If you are constantly referenced her in the movie, so why? Why do you think the MCU chose Mysterio and Vulture? It would be funny if Tombstone was supposedly a substitute Kingpin character until they fixed the Kingpin stuff. You know, the whole Kingpin Daredevil right thing, which is kind of weird. Because some people are like, oh yeah, but Daredevil was in No Way Home. Yeah, but Kingpin is weird. I don't know. It's a whole weird mess, and I don't want to get to that. But I heard a rumor said Hobgoblin. I'm saving that for the 5th movie, and that's a whole other theory I have in my head that y'all need to hear me out for. And it's not Ned Leeds. Black Cat, saving it for the 5th movie. Like, Sadie Sink, the other. Alright, that was the first casting choice that people were speculating about that really bugged me because all I knew from her was that she's from Stranger Things or something. I'm like, okay, cool. But the funny thing about it is that when I heard the announcement, I'm like, oh, who could she play? There's so many great characters out there. There could be Carly Cooper, or maybe Deborah Whitman, or something else. It's like, no, MJ. What? Oh, no, Jean Grey. Are you telling me that in your infinite wisdom, you picked any redhead just because she's a redhead? Remember when Bryce Dallas Howard was a redhead? And she became blonde for Gwen Stacy, which, by the way, she should have played Black Cat. I'm sorry. She's better built as Black Cat than Gwen Stacy. I'm just saying, Raimi, you could have. I find it funny that I'm more annoyed at the MJ speculation than the Jean Grey speculation, because although it's at least possible, but it's not probable, of course. Like, if she was a female superhero that's a redhead, I might as well pick Firestar. I mean, she's actually one of his amazing friends, but we're not doing that, okay? We're focusing on Spider-Man right now. I don't know if y'all forgot about this freaking scene.
I want a lawyer.
Miss Jones Watson?
Jones, I don't go by Watson.
Miss Jones.
Is it a joke? A reference? Say what you want about that. But they basically canonized the fact that yes, she was a Watson. Yes, the initials are there. You cannot replace her. Zendaya's endgame. Deal with it. Deal with it, guys. I'm just saying, like, look, I'm not like a Zendaya Glazer like the rest of the world is, but it's just like you gotta face the facts, guys. Don't stop complaining the fact that she's gonna be in the new trilogy. Like, Zendaya secure. You gotta look at the probabilities. That's all I'm gonna say for Spider-Man 4. Because there's so much I could say for Spider-Man 5 and 6 that I can theorize, but y'all might have to hear me out. But I have a headcanon that the reason why they have to add in a big Avenger or a big Avengers-esque character in every movie is only because they feel like it's Marvel's way to not have Sony bother them for certain things in business levels. That's the best way I could explain it, because that's my headcanon as to why they even bring like Homecoming, I get Iron Man. Far From Home, it's basically S.H.I.E.L.D. No Way Home is Doctor Strange. And they all have at least reasons to be there, regardless how you feel about them. For this one, it's like, you got no reason anymore. Why bring in Hulk? Unless they have a business-esque reason, but that's like, sorry, that's a theory I have, but I hope I'm wrong. Because otherwise, why would you bring the Hulk as a main character if your whole point is to diverge Spider-Man from the rest of the Avengers? I'm just gonna stop yapping.